Worst parts of great games. Cyberpunk 2077. For the most part, this game showed us a interesting but very bleak version of what the future may hold. Featuring gameplay that's like a more competent version of what Bethesda's always trying to do in their games. Giving us a very well fleshed out world with many different things to do in that world. But one problem comes in shortly after you finish the introduction to the game. Your first real job goes sideways, and you end up losing a very close friend, as well as having something very unfortunate happen to your player character. And all of that might be fine, as means to motivate your character. But then we're told that our character, V, only has a short time left to live. It's implied to only be a matter of weeks. But the game doesn't really hold you to that. V only seems to get worse when you complete story missions. Do all the side content you want, you'll never get any worse with your problem. And while I understand there are players, including myself, that want to do all the content they can in an open world before finishing the story, I think you should be given the option to actually play on a hard time limit. This doesn't need to be the default by any means. This could be an option you set when you start a new game, or even have it be an option you set once you're delivered this bit of bad news. You could even have an in-between, where you're given this hard time limit, but then you're also given a few things that will increase that time limit if you're interested. Kind of a middle path between the two extremes. But as it is now, I'm not sure why the game has this as a plot point if there's nothing actually done with it that affects gameplay. And if you did have this hard time limit, you'd really have to debate with yourself on every single action you took in the game. Is it going to be worthwhile to do that storyline, or to do all those gigs? If you try to do everything, you're definitely not going to see the ending of the game due to the time limit. And to be clear, I don't think everyone should have a hard time limit imposed upon them. I do think this should be an option. Something you might give to players after they've already finished the game once. Like a challenge mode, something to make it harder the next time around for yourself, if you so chose. It's clearly not something for everybody, but I know when I'm told my character only has a few weeks to live, I'm curious why I can spend literal months of in-game time doing whatever I feel like doing, to no ill effect. Which is why I think the fake time limit is the worst part of Cyberpunk 2077. Please do subscribe, comment, like, and tell your friends.